People with uncommon allergies. What's a weird place you found your allergen and what was the effects? I'm allergic to most food products that come from water, fish, shellfish, seaweed, etc. I used to eat tuna sandwiches as a kid and one day my stomach started itching inside. And I had the worst explosion of diarrhea and throwing up. Thought it was just bad. No, I have since tried different kinds of fish, tried shrimp, and had vegetable sushi with seaweed once that did the same thing. I keep tempting fate to see if I'm still allergic and suddenly I am. But I can swim in the ocean, lakes, rivers and can eat salt. It's not really that uncommon of an allergy. But I'm allergic to shellfish. I got some Korean BBQ wings and didn't know they used shrimp paste in the sauce. I didn't die, but I damn near broke my toilet. Called the place to report food poisoning and mentioned I'm allergic to shellfish so could also be cross-contamination. They were like, oh damn yeah, there's shrimp paste in the sauce. They started labeling the menu differently after that. I have a mild allergy to some tree nuts, hazelnut in particular. But walnuts make my mouth numb after a bit. One time I got coffee at Panera, and they had mistakenly filled the hazelnut coffee in the dark roast container. I threw some syrup in because it tasted off. Halfway down the road, I noticed my mouth was feeling weird and I was getting this sense of dread. I then realized it was the hazelnut and downed a shitload of water to dilute it. Found out I was allergic to agave, and a bartender handed me my vodka drink with an agave paper straw. Immediately felt like I had come down with the flu and got insanely dizzy. Of tequila assumed I was far too drunk lightweight to handle it and a Starbucks lemonade had it as an alternative sweetener. Thought I was just getting a bug since it was winter. And I was in public. Bro, I'm actually allergic to bananas. Like who's allergic to bananas, right? So, I'm at this burger joint. And they've got this insane sauce that's all over the place. And I'm loving it. Turns out, it had bananas in it, I mean. Who does that? Well, let's just say my night ended with me puffing on my inhaler and downing antihistamines like Tic Tacs. Not my slickest moment, I'll tell you that. Child is allergic to ingested nickel. The list of foods they need to avoid or minimize is numerous. They avoid the bigger triggers and hope for the best. Took us a long time figuring this out. Luckily they only get a horrible rash that hurts for a few days, but it's ugly for a few months. Lucky in that they do not stop breathing. My landmate bought new deodorant last week and found out the hard way she was allergic to it. Her armpits looked like they were starting to bleed. A few years back she tried switching to a vape to help quit smoking. She used it for a few hours and while we were watching a movie she wiped her sleeve across her face mouth and the skin on your lip slipped off and was on her sleeve. My allergy is very run-of-the-mill penicillin. But once my dog licked my arm just after having his quite powdery antibiotics. And I had hives where he licked me for ages. In wondering if I was in the category of not allergic but things. Because it's apparently quite common. But nope, definitely shouldn't take penicillin if that's what it does to my outsides. I'm allergic to the air quality in my country. I have only lived in the country, so I don't know about other places. Basically, I have ongoing cough since I was in middle school. It was so persistent to the point I thought it was something serious. Checked it to doctor. Did some lab test. The result was nothing serious. I'm just allergic to dust and particles in the air. I don't know if it's uncommon but I'm allergic to adhesives. I found out after I had a C-section and reacted horribly to the medical tape they put over my incision. I can't wear band-aids or have bandages with sticky residue, or tape, or even wax like the type you'd use for hair removal. It's hilariously ironic to me because I had hemophilia. I get itchy splotchy hives all over my face at random, and I still haven't found what triggers it. It's happened at indoor pools, the mall, the gym, at my parents' house. Occasionally when I'm outside. The list goes on. I do have a suspicion it's linked to anxiety though. I live with my boyfriend now, and haven't had a reaction in a long time. Working in the zoo field, I've encountered a lot of keepers that have discovered they are allergic to random animals. I know several people allergic to kudu, but no other hoofstock. Another is allergic to aardvarks. I'm certain these allergies are more common, but it's not common to be exposed to exotic animals. Allergic to artificial food dyes. To be transparent, I'm actually allergic to petroleum and products made from petroleum. I found it in soaps, makeup, nail polish, tattoo ink, clothing, children's toys, and the saddest of all, every Little Debbie snack cake, even oatmeal cream pie. I'm allergic to tomatoes. I did not realize how many damn things have tomatoes in it. The one that caught me off guard was beef stop. Eating that made me throw up 6 hours later. I may also be allergic to carrots since I'm allergic to apples. That was also in my pot roast LOL. I know nut allergies aren't uncommon, but I only reacted to them when I was pregnant, and never had a problem since then or before I was pregnant. My kid doesn't have a nut allergy either, which is good because I thought for sure that's why I was having such bad problems. I'm allergic to cold. I noticed that when I'd walk outside when it's below 50, my skin would break out in hives. There are other people with this allergy out there, but some are so bad they can't have cold drinks. I just have to take Allegra before I go outside. I'm allergic to nickel. While having a topical nickel allergy is common, I'm allergic to dietary nickel. Nickel is in so many foods. It triggers my rosacea and causes IBS. I did an elimination diet and I can pretty much only eat eggs and cabbage or suffer. I'm allergic to ingesting and touching tree nuts. I'm now allergic to the scent of coconut, which causes labored breathing, causing hand loss of voice. I've been told I can't be allergic to natural things, and yet I'm only allergic to natural things. I got allergic to my shoes. I used a pair of sneakers without socks, and now both of my feet have eczema all over, even underneath and on the heels. I have scratched them both bloody, and cortisone does not help. I got allergic to my shoes. I used a pair of sneakers without socks, and now both of my feet have eczema all over, even underneath and on the heels. I have scratched them both bloody, and cortisone does not help. I'm allergic to red food dye. Found out at a kid after eating some candy, although I can't remember what kind exactly. If I have any, I get hives, a headache, my skin feels itchy, and I get really irritable. Tamarind Indian date. I found it as a candy at an Asian food market and took it home to try it. I went into milder anaphylaxis, but I survived. Just have to watch out for it in Mexican and Asian cuisine. Found out I was allergic to peppermint oil when my mum bought wipes for me to use on my face before applying the antibiotic cream for my acne. Wondered for a week or so why my face looks so much worse. Allergic to water that was dispensed through a silicone tube. Always made my throat itchy. Had no idea why till I figured it out. Thought I was just parched and clearing my throat was from hydrating. I'm allergic to the sun. But only when I come out of a long winter, haven't been exposed to the sun for a while. I'd get rashes all over, and thought it was heat rash for the longest time. I'm allergic to chocolate, and I know all about mole. I did not know that some restaurants put dark chocolate in their chili. That was fun. Not unusual, but I'm allergic to morphine and raspberries and nectarines. 3 of the greatest things on earth. Kiwi makes my mouth itchy, but only in the last 10 years. So I suddenly found it when I ate a kiwi once. I discovered I was allergic to angora when I was asked to babysit my neighbor's bunny. I go into anaphylactic shock from citrus. Weirdest place I found it is cheesecake. Goat milk soap gave me a rash. This is why I no longer touch organic soaps.